Hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am an enterprise technology and transformation leader with more than 20 years of experience driving large-scale technology, AI, data, digital, and platform transformation initiatives across global financial institutions. In this presentation, we'll explore why many enterprise AI programs struggle to achieve real decision authority inside large organizations, especially in regulated environments like BFSI. If you find the discussion valuable, do consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the video with others working in enterprise transformation and AI leadership roles. Most enterprise AI systems today never achieve true operational authority. They recommend, they assist, they flag, but very few are trusted to act, and the reason is not simply model capability. The deeper issue is institutional accountability. Most enterprises can already build technically capable AI systems. The models are usually not the problem. The real friction point is accountability transfer. Organizations still struggle to answer a fundamental question: who owns the outcome when AI-driven decisions fail? That is where enterprise AI transformation becomes less about technology and more about institutional governance. The moment AI starts making decisions instead of recommendations, governance changes completely. Every AI-driven decision introduces approval boundaries, escalation paths, regulatory exposure, and operational liability. Decision authority creates institutional complexity, and most traditional governance frameworks were not originally designed for autonomous or semi-autonomous decision systems. In BFSI environments, decisions are not simply outputs. They carry financial consequence, audit obligations, reputational risk, compliance exposure, and human accountability. AI systems can generate recommendations very effectively, but they cannot absorb consequence, and that distinction becomes critically important in highly regulated enterprise environments. Most enterprises still operate through layered human validation structures. The workflow often looks like this: AI decision, validation, escalation, approval, execution. This creates review overhead, operational friction, latency accumulation, and slower execution cycle. And these bottlenecks become increasingly visible as AI adoption scales across enterprise workflows. Scaling enterprise AI is not simply a technology implementation challenge. It requires redesigning governance frameworks, AI-integrated enterprise operating models, orchestration layers, and escalation architectures. Most organizations are still layering AI onto fragmented legacy environments, originally designed for human-centered decision execution. And that creates structural tension between automation capability and institutional readiness. The defining enterprise question is no longer, is the model accurate enough? The real question is, has the organization built the operational maturity required to absorb AI decision-making safely at scale? This is the enterprise AI readiness gap. Three structural barriers continue to slow enterprise AI authority. First, explainability gaps. AI systems cannot always articulate their reasoning in terms that satisfy audit, legal, or regulatory requirements. Decision opacity undermines institutional trust. Second, governance timing failures. Many governance frameworks are designed after deployment rather than embedded during the architecture stage. As a result, policy often lacks capability by design. And third, accountability fragmentation. Ownership of AI-driven outcomes becomes distributed across engineering, business, compliance, and legal teams without a single accountable authority. Technical capability is advancing faster than institutional readiness, and that is becoming one of the defining constraints in enterprise AI transformation. Trust is becoming the real infrastructure behind enterprise AR adoption, because in enterprise environments, especially within BFSI, AI systems are not evaluated only on technical performance. They are evaluated on whether institutions can trust them to operate reliably, consistently, and safely within real operational environments. Decision authority is not granted simply because a model is accurate. It is earned through transparent reasoning, consistent outcomes, auditability, escalation clarity, and governance maturity. Enterprises need confidence that AI-driven decisions can be reviewed, explained, monitored, and controlled when required. Without those foundations, organizations struggle to safely expand AI authority beyond advisory use cases. And over time, trust compounds. The more consistently an AI system operates within governance boundaries, the more operational authority the institution becomes willing to delegate. Which is why trust is increasingly becoming foundational infrastructure for enterprise-scale AI adoption. Enterprise governance is now evolving. The shift is moving away from manual oversight, reactive governance, and human review of every action, and towards runtime governance, policy as code, and orchestration-based supervision. The objective is not full autonomy. It is calibrated authority. The new enterprise AI operating model is orchestration. Enterprise AI no longer operates as isolated models delivering isolated outputs. Real enterprise execution now depends on how effectively organizations coordinate data, models, decisions, actions, governance controls, and feedback loops across interconnected systems. AI systems today operate inside larger enterprise ecosystems. A single AI-driven outcome may involve multiple data sources, multiple models, human approvals, policy engines, risk controls, workflow systems, and downstream operational processes, which means enterprise performance is no longer determined only by model quality. It is increasingly determined by orchestration quality. How effectively can the organization coordinate decisions across systems, functions, governance layers, and operational workflows? Because orchestration determines how decisions flow, how exceptions are handled, how escalation occurs, how governance is enforced, and how feedback continuously improves enterprise outcomes. This is why orchestration is becoming one of the defining enterprise AI capabilities. At enterprise scale, AI success is no longer just about intelligence, it is about coordinated execution. The future belongs to adaptive enterprises. Competitive advantage will increasingly come from governance maturity, resilient operating models, orchestration capability, and stronger accountability structures. Technical sophistication alone will not be enough. Institutional readiness will become the real differentiator. Enterprise AI transformation is increasingly constrained not by model capability, but by institutional readiness to safely grant AI the authority to act. Governance, orchestration, accountability. These are becoming the defining enterprise AI transformation priorities for the next phase of large-scale adoption.